Hi, namaste. In today's class, we'll be working with our hamstrings, so really trying to improve the flexibility of our hamstrings. So it'll be a 30-minute quick practice, and you'll need 2 blocks as props. So I'll meet you on your mats. So come to settle on your mats in a supine position, lying on your backs. So the feet can be planted on your mat and just gently come to rest, vertebra by vertebra, lowering yourself down onto your mats. And we're just going to settle into our class with some breath work. So placing the hands onto the belly, slowly close your eyes and just bring your awareness to your breath, trying to deepen each breath, drawing the air deep down into the base of the lungs. So feel your belly and your chest expand and contract with every inhalation and every exhalation. And on your next inhalation, we'll just stretch the arms up above our heads, giving yourself a good side stretch. And then placing the hands down on either side of the torso, drawing the right knee into your chest and hugging that knee. And then pressing through the sole of the foot as you straighten that leg, just trying to warm up those hamstrings. So let's just draw the thigh towards our chests. You can rub behind your knee, warm up your hamstring. You can gently rock that leg back and forth as you ease into it. Now we're going to open up to the side, so taking hold of the foot and then just gently encouraging that leg to drop down to the right hand side, opening up the hips and feeling that extension in your hamstring. And now we return that foot to the mat, and let's repeat on the left hand side. So drawing that knee into your chest, hugging that knee. And now slowly pressing through the sole of the foot, keeping that foot nice and flexed, and gently just drawing the thigh towards your chest. Warming up the hamstring. You can rub behind the knee. Breathing through it. And slowly just encouraging that thigh to edge its way closer to your chest. And now we'll take hold of the foot and just open up to the left hand side. Feeling that extension, warming up the hips and the hamstrings. And now you can slowly return that foot back to the mat. And just raising both legs up, pressing through the soles of both feet. Keeping the legs at a 90-degree angle. And just hold and breathe. This activates our core, and you should be able to feel that nice extension in your hamstrings. And now you can lift up, take hold of the ankles, and just slowly try and draw those legs down towards your chest. So again, just working with your own body, your own flexibility. There's no pressure, just see how you go. Trying to extend into those hamstrings, warming them up for the class. And now we can drop the legs back down, crossing the ankles. Just rock your way up once or twice. And now we're going to slowly come up to seated and roll forward into your tabletop position. So coming onto your hands and knees on your mat. Let's find our position in our tabletop. Nice flat back. Activate that core. Neutral spine. Your wrists are stacked beneath your shoulders. Your knees are stacked beneath your hips. And let's just breathe into cat-cow. So inhaling, arch the back. And exhaling to round for cat. Inhale, look forward and arch your back. And exhale to round. Inhale for one more cow. And exhale, cat. And then come back to a neutral spine, extending that right leg behind you, coming onto the ball of the foot. And again, just warming up the calf, warming up the hamstring. And now you can float that leg up, pointing the toe. And let's exhale to crunch and inhale to stretch. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, crunch. And inhale, stretch. Dropping the leg back down. Extending through the left leg, coming onto the ball of the foot. Warming up the calf and the hamstring. And now you can float that leg up, pointing the toes. Inhale as you extend. And exhale to crunch. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, and drop it back down. Let's just open up our knees, bringing the soles of the feet together, and just come to sit back in extended child's pose, extending that spine, extending the arms, and gently dropping down. And now gently lift up your head, start to gaze ahead, tucking the toes under. Let's lift up our sit bones for our first downward dog of the day. So just find your dog, walk it out. Let's warm up those hamstrings. So alternating bent and straight legs on either side. Easing into it. And then when your hamstrings are feeling nice and warm, let's start to settle back into our dog. Pressing into the palms, the fingers are widespread. Dropping that chest down towards the thighs. And then once you've found your position and your sit bones are nice and elevated, you can drop those heels down onto the mat. Feet are hip distance apart. The toes are slightly in, giving you an inward rotation of the legs. And just hold your dog and breathe. And now on your next inhalation, let's roll forward into high plank. Nice flat back, activating your core, holding your plank. And then exhale, bending your knees and slowly lifting up back into downward dog. Inhale to roll forward into plank. Exhale as you roll back, lifting up into downward dog. Inhale to roll forward and exhale back. And now gazing ahead at your hands, let's start to walk those legs up to meet the hands at the short edge of our mat. Coming into forward fold, so dropping down into your forward fold, into your uttanasana. Just allow those hamstrings to warm up here. So if you need to bend and straighten your legs a little bit, just work with your hamstrings. No pressure. Warming them up for the class. And now you can inhale for halfway lift, nice straight back. And then exhale to drop down. And inhale as you sweep those arms up, bringing the palms into upward prayer. And then exhale to bring the hands to heart center in prayer position. Now let's just prepare our blocks for the next section of our class. So taking one block on either side of the short edge of your mat. Find yourself in your Tadasana, your mountain pose. The toes, big toes are touching, the outsides of the feet are parallel. You're zipping up your core, your kneecaps and your quads. Nice, straight, tall, elongated spine. Shoulder blades are in. And now let's inhale and reach those arms up for upward prayer. And exhale as you drop down into your forward fold. Stepping back with the right. Find yourself in a low lunge. And now take hold of the blocks with either hand for support. And then we're going to slowly straighten our front leg for an extended pyramid pose. So in our pyramid, you're trying to keep that back nice and flat. So I have a tendency to round my back, so that's where the blocks become so useful. So you can hold your blocks wherever it's comfortable for you. Feeling that extension in the hamstring, keeping the hips aligned, so you're moving your front hip back and your back hip forward, and your back is beautiful and straight. And now you can bend that front leg again, coming back into your low lunge. And let's straighten for one more pyramid. Gently gazing down at your mat. And now we're going to bend our front leg, drop the knee on the back leg, untuck those toes, and slowly ease your way back for half splits. So again, use your blocks here, just to maintain that elongation in the spine. Gently gazing ahead of you and feeling it in the hamstring. Noticing the alignment of your hips, so drawing that front hip back and the back hip forward. Gently gazing ahead. And now let's walk our way forward, coming back into a bent-legged position. We're going to lift up our arms for our crescent lunge. So the knee and the ankle of your front leg are stacked, and you can descend into the hips. So use this as a little bit of a hip opener at the same time. Gently gazing ahead, allowing those shoulders just to roll back, drawing the shoulder blades in, feeling that extension in the torso. And our fingers are in steeple fingers with the index finger pointing upwards. Gently gazing ahead. And now exhale as you drop those hands down, tucking the toes under on your back foot. Step back into downward facing dog. And just hold your dog here. Find your position. You can move the blocks out to the side slightly, just to create space. And now we're going to inhale as we roll forward into high plank. Coming into a beautiful plank position. Hold your plank. And we're going to bend our elbows as we drop down through chaturanga. So lowering the whole body down to the mat. And then inhale for upward facing dog. Remembering to activate the quads, zip up those kneecaps, and gently gaze ahead. And now we'll tuck the toes under and lift back up into our downward dog. Now sweeping that right leg up for three-legged dog. So again, use this opportunity to really extend into that top leg. Trying to inch it up a little bit further with every breath. And then bend your knee as you exhale and plant that foot between the hands, dropping that back leg down, untucking the toes, and lifting up again for your crescent lunge. And just breathe and hold. And now let's drop the hands down, tucking those toes under, stepping forward with the left as we come back into our forward fold. Dropping the body down, folding in half. Your hamstrings should be feeling a little bit warmer now. And let's inhale for halfway lift, nice flat back. Exhale as you drop down. And inhale to come back to standing in Tadasana mountain pose. Okay, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step back with the left, finding yourself in a low lunge. Taking hold of the blocks with each hand, gently gazing ahead. Let's inhale and straighten that front leg for pyramid. Trying to keep a nice elongated flat back. Feeling that extension in the hamstring. Just hold and breathe. Working into that hamstring, breathing through it. And now you can bend your front leg again and just give yourself a little moment of release. And let's inhale and straighten one more time, keeping that back nice and straight. Extending into those hamstrings. And now bending your front leg again, we'll drop the back knee down, untuck those toes, And then shift the glutes back as you come to sit almost on your heel, extending that front leg, flexing that front foot. And again, use your blocks as support, trying to maintain that extension in the spine. Just breathe through it, breathe to any of the tight spaces. Remembering to keep those hips aligned. And now let's slowly ease our way forward, coming into crescent lunge. You can move your blocks to the outside, sinking into those hips, and inhale as you reach your arms up, bringing the fingers into steeple fingers. And just gently gazing ahead, checking the alignment of the front leg. Your knee and your ankle are stacked. And now let's exhale, dropping those hands down, tucking the toes under on the left foot and stepping back with the right. Finding yourself in your downward dog. Breathing through it, dropping down. And now let's inhale as we roll forward into high plank, activating that core. Exhale, chaturanga down. And inhale for upward facing dog. Tucking the toes under, let's lift back up into our downward facing dog. Now inhale and raise that left leg up for three-legged dog. Pointing the toe and easing into it, trying to gain millimeter by millimeter as you extend into that leg. And then exhale, bending the knee, placing the foot between the hands, dropping your right knee, untucking the toes and lifting back up for your crescent lunge. Gently gazing ahead, descending into those hips. Beautiful crescent moon shape with our bodies. And now exhale, dropping the hands to the mat, tucking the toes under on the right foot, stepping forward with the right, dropping into Uttanasana, forward fold. Now inhale for halfway lift, exhale, forward fold, and inhale as you come back up to standing, hands to heart center. Keeping the hands at heart center, step back with your right foot, preparing for warrior one. So that back foot is deeply rotated in, your legs are in railway tracks, so they're just slightly wider than hip distance apart. Sink down and bend into your front leg, maintaining a 90-degree angle so the knee and the ankle are perfectly stacked. Find your position for your warrior one. Align those hips, drawing the front hip back and the back hip forward. And then inhale and raise those arms up. Again, we'll use our steeple fingers today. And just gently gaze ahead. Otherwise, if you really want an extra little extension in the upper back, you can gaze up at your fingers. Now exhale, hands to hips, straighten that front leg. Inhale as you elevate the spine, drawing those shoulder blades in, and gently exhale to come down into pyramid. Finding your blocks. You can place the blocks so that they're slightly on their long edges, giving you a little bit more space to keep that spine nice and elongated. Holding your pyramid pose, feeling that extension in the hamstring. One more deep breath here. And now you can return those blocks to the mat. Slowly lift your way up, so hands onto hips. And now shifting that back foot so that it's in line with the front foot, we're going to move into triangle pose. So the heel of the front foot should be perfectly lined up with the arch of the back foot. Inhale, raising those arms up, and exhale as you shift the torso across, coming into triangle pose. So in our triangle, we're trying to maintain that elongation in the side body. So really work on extending through the side body. You can use a block here as well. Sometimes the blocks assist us with our alignment. So find a comfortable position. Really focus more on the alignment than the flexibility. And now you can gently gaze ahead, looking up at your top hand, and then inhale to come back up to standing. We're going to take our blocks and just move them to the other side of our mats. And now shift those feet so that the feet are parallel with the outsides of the mat. The toes are slightly in. Placing the thumbs onto the sacrum. Let's inhale as we extend through the chest. And exhale to drop forward into Prasarita Padottanasana. So coming onto your fingertips. Again, finding that elongation and extension in the spine. Just hold your pose and breathe through it. Now let's place the thumbs back into the sacrum. Inhale as we lift up to come to standing. Shifting your right foot so that the toes are facing the short edge of your mat. Lining up the heel with the arch of the back foot. Inhale, reaching those arms up. And exhale as you shift across, coming into your triangle pose. And again, if you'd like to rest on a block, if that assists with your alignment, then go ahead and use your block. Again, trying to maintain that elongation in the side body. You can have a micro bend in the knee if your hamstrings are tight. The knees will support the hamstrings. And now let's gently gaze up at our hand and slowly inhale to come back to standing. Placing the hands onto the hips, stepping that back foot out slightly so that our feet are back in railway tracks, slightly wider than hip distance apart. Shifting those hips so that the hips are perfectly aligned. Back hip is forward, front hip is back. Inhale as you extend through the torso and exhale to drop down for pyramid. You can use your blocks here. Come to rest on your blocks, maintaining that beautiful elongation in the spine. Feeling that extension in the hamstring. If you need to keep a micro bend in your front leg, that's fine. Just hold your position and breathe through it. And now you can place the thumbs onto the sacrum. Inhale to lift up to standing. Exhale as you bend your front leg for warrior one. We can remove our blocks. Find yourself in your warrior one pose. Knee and ankle are perfectly stacked. Hips are beautifully aligned so that your torso is facing forward. Inhale, reach those arms up, bringing the fingers into steeple fingers, and gently gaze ahead. And now let's exhale, bringing our hands to heart center, stepping forward into Tadasana mountain pose. Inhale, raise those arms up. And exhale as you drop back down, coming into forward fold. Stepping back with the right, stepping back with the left. Finding yourself in your high plank. Dropping down through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. And now let's slowly drop our knees down and come into child's pose. So you can place the hands on either side of the legs, palms facing up, and just rest in child's pose, forward to the mat. And now let's slowly lift up, coming into a seated position. We're going to slowly work our way back down onto our mats for our final relaxation. You can gently lower your spine down, vertebra by vertebra, and come to lying on your mat. Inhale and draw that right knee into your chest, hugging your right knee. And now just draw the knee towards your shoulder, so opening up a little bit wider. And then you can take hold of the ball of the foot as you draw that thigh down for a half happy baby. And let's just straighten that leg out to the side. Feeling that release in the hamstring. And then raising the leg up again, taking hold of the back of the thigh, drawing that leg towards you. Our hamstrings have worked hard today. They should be feeling nice and loose now. And dropping back down. Raising the left knee and hugging it into your chest. And then slowly drawing that knee towards your shoulder, opening up a little bit wider. Take hold of the ball of the foot as you open into a half happy baby. And now you can straighten that leg out for an extra extension, or you can stay in your half happy baby pose. And then slowly lift up that leg, drawing the thigh towards your chest. And now very carefully drop down. And let's extend both legs out in front of us as we come into our Shavasana, our final relaxation. So closing your eyes, allowing the feet to flop out to the sides. The arms are by your side, palms facing up. You can move the neck from side to side, just releasing any tension. Release any tension from the body. Come back to your breath. Close your eyes and just completely relax. Now let's slowly become aware of our bodies on our mats. We can rub our fingers and thumbs together, rotating the ankles, rotating the wrists. Inhaling and drawing those arms up above your head, pointing your toes for a full body stretch. Exhale as you hug your knees into your chest, rocking from side to side to massage that back. And then slowly roll over into a fetal position, coming onto the side. And then lift your way up as we come to sitting on our mats. Let's just inhale and raise those arms up. And exhale as we drop down into Namaskar, prayer position. Bowing our heads in gratitude for this class. Thanks for sharing it with me. Namaste and have a beautiful day.